is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
How good is that?
I want to brag for a moment, but I'm setting up this story because we're going to end up at a different story to this. But one of the most amazing things, and I have a witness, Thomas Brian Ivey was there.
Yeah, I saw this with my very own eyes.
We caught up on the holidays. There was kids at the park who were running around. Can I just describe to you what this park looked like? Long grass, like an unkept paddock. And then there was sort of a play area with a whole lot of tan bark, and very quickly it turned into a game of hide and seek with the kids. What else do you do on your holidays? Like, I'm just making up games and you revert to a couple of the classics.
So glad my playground era is over.
Oh, no,
That
we're
is
still...
fresh
We're behind,
hell.
we're behind the trees. We're behind the playground. Anyway, Lisa is the monster, and she is running around trying to find the kids. All of a sudden, she grabs onto her ear and she says, "Oh my God, I've lost my earring. My earring's fallen off."
Great ploy.
Size
Great
of
ploy
this
by
park is probably 2 acres.
Oh,
Right? So, very quickly...
and I'm betting that Lisa's earring is not like the ones I'm wearing. I go to Lovisa in January and I get lots of silver hoops that are guaranteed
Yeah.
to turn your earlobes black.
Yeah,
and
they're
I
similar.
buy 20 of them, and then if they pop out, it doesn't matter.
No, they were sort of... Well, what the thing was, they were sort of hand-me-down, so they were sentimental. So very
an heirloom,
quickly...
if you will.
Yeah, thank you. That was the word I was looking for. So anyway, we brought everybody in, game of hide-and-seek over. Now it turned into find the earring. So for the next hour, I reckon it was a game of find the earring. $50 prize money.
And
find the earring.
And why was Lisa looking in Tiffany's while you guys were at the playground?
Well, she contacted the insurance broker really quickly. I didn't even know where she'd gone.
Have you guys found anything yet? I found something.
Have you, darling? Have you, sweetheart? That's good. So I turn into tiger mode and I'm in the long grass. This was
I can see this.
Yeah, I'm in shorts, in
On all
long
fours.
T-shirt shorts and a pair of Crocs crawling around in the long grass. Luckily,
Yeah, because who's paying the excess? This
you know
chump.
what I mean? Yeah, I know what's going to happen here. I know
Yeah.
exactly what's going to happen. So all of a sudden, I see a small glimmer in the long grass, and it's quite actually needle in a haystack type stuff.
Wow.
And I went, you're not going to believe this. I bloody found it. Just the sharpest eye in the park. It's tiny. It's a tiny stud, Chrissy Swan. And there
Like
it
your
was.
good self, Whipper. The tiniest stud there is.
And shrinking daily.
Chrissy, you've been here for one day. You'll learn very quickly not to compliment like that.
I mean, that's a story I wanted to share on Great Finds over the summer holiday.
That is extraordinary, Whipper. I've got like full body goosebumps
Yeah, it was
about
wild.
it. It's so good.
But do you know what, Chrissy? It's not a scratch on the story that I want Tom Ivey to tell of another amazing find over our holiday. Now, Chrissy, I just sent you a video that I want you to watch. Because, Tom, if you could paint a picture, it looked like a pretty busy gardening weekend.
Yeah, on Australia Day, so on Sunday, we were doing some gardening, and as you do. So the whole family was out there. And we have a very small garden with some grass and then a row of agapanthus, so a row of aggies.
Yep.
And we're pulling one of them out. And I entrusted the help of my 3-year-old son, Hugo, who's got quite a green thumb. And
Who's a big Agapantha fan, isn't he? He loves
huge.
the Penrith boys.
Loves the Aggies. And so I had him in the garden, and then suddenly he pulls something out of the garden, like from just under the
Didn't
dirt.
look like a plant.
That wasn't a plant. I think there's... do you want some audio?
Yeah, we've got the audio
I
here of
filmed
your wife's reaction.
Yeah, there's Hugo here and my wife's reaction to the garden.
What is that? Don't know. It's not alive. Don't know. It's like a light what goes up there.
What is that?
You know exactly what it is, and it wouldn't surprise me if you buried it there trying to hide it a few weeks ago.
What is it?
Well, I don't know how.
Did
I
he
don't know how.
say it's not alive?
It's not a light. Yeah.
I thought he said it's not alive.
That's what I thought.
Oh no, he did say it's not alive, and then he said,
there's a switch at the bottom if the batteries haven't run out. It'll come alive.
It was,
Tommy,
yeah,
is that where you bury it?
it was covered in dirt.
Were you trying to grow a tree of them, Tom?
And very large, very rubbery, of course.
Yes.
But it wasn't a rubber plant.
I tell you what it reminds me. It reminds me of sort of the set of that Don Burke video where he's sort of gently caressing the inside of a monstera, I believe it is. I believe that is what has occurred in your garden.
And he's also caressing the inside of the guest that's on the show.
This is the Fitzy and Whipper with Kate Ritchie podcast.
Let's talk weddings. I want to get into wedding vows and questionable wedding vows. If you've been to a wedding before and someone's done something different for their vows, I mean, I know, you want to change things up. It might be humorous. You might perform it. I've got some audio for you soon. But actually, just on weddings, maths is heating up. Bloke last night, Kate and Tim's wedding. Tim's got a nose ring. Tim put too much trust into the producer. And when they were off the camera, Tim went over to the producer just to say a few words, thinking, this won't get on the show. It's maths, mate. Have you not watched maths before?
There's no such thing as off-camera, Tim.
Come on, Timmy.
So this is Tim talking to the producer about just meeting Kate for the first time at the wedding.
Just no attraction. There's nothing there. And I can tell straight away, and it's just sort of like...
You don't even know her yet.
I know, but if there's just nothing there, what do you do?
Do you know
what he's saying? He knows that he doesn't want to touch her in her private bathing suit area.
Do you know what?
Already.
And he also, Chrissy, in that same moment, he's saying, the girl that I asked for, so he'd put it like it was some sort of Uber Eats order. He said, I wanted something petite, someone like I didn't care blonde or brunette. I wanted something petite. He's calling her overweight. That's what he's doing.
Oh, God, I hate him. I've never even seen
You got a nose ring, mate.
What's wrong with a nose ring?
On a man.
It's a great indicator of a midlife crisis.
If I see a man with a nose ring and denim shorts, you know that he needs help immediately.
A nose ring and denim shorts?
God. See you later.
Lord.
Denim shorts are in, mate.
No, they're not.
Let's talk vows, though. And on maths, there's questionable vows. A lot of them go for humour. But I want to hear from you, 13 24 10. What have you seen at a wedding before? Because this has just gone viral, this clip from the weekend. The bride and groom decided to rap and put their own song together for their vows.
Great idea.
Profess their love on a microphone, Chrissy. Are you ready? Is everybody ready for this?
Okay.
I'm as ready as I'll ever be.
Okay, this is the performance of the vows at the wedding on the weekend.
I will give you all of me as long as I'm alive. When it's tough, I will not run. I'll stick right by your side. You held it down when I declared a war on my own pride. With zero hesitation, I am making you my wife. Do you want something real? Yeah, yeah. Hey, will you tell me how you feel? Yeah, yeah. We love me every day. Yeah, 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 yeah. We got your heavy pay. Yeah, 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 yeah. Do you want something real? Yeah, yeah. Will you always tell me how you feel? Yeah, yeah. Will you love me every day? Yeah, yeah, yeah. While you're out and pray. Yeah, 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 yeah. Y'all like that?
I don't know how I would feel if I was at a wedding and that performance was happening in front of me.
I think it's one of those things where you have to be there. That's like an in-joke and the people there enjoyed it. But because we don't know those people, it just sounds like the daggiest, lamest thing in the world. I've never been married, so I've never had a wedding. I haven't had vows. Did you guys have different vows? Like I remember Brad Pitt and Jennifer Aniston they were the first ones to sort of customise it. And she said that she would always make him his favourite banana thick shake. And at that time, I thought it was very cool.
Yeah. I think we just went with standard vows, just straight out of the book kind of gear.
Well, that's
opportunity missed.
You rip them from somewhere else. Some of the comments in this video afterwards, where people were talking about their vow experience, but a woman said, I went to a wedding where the groom was 65 and the bride was 32, and the groom said, I promised to get older with you and watch you grow. I met you a long time ago and you have become a wonderful young woman.
Oh, what a creep.
Someone cue stings don't stand so close to me. That is bizarre.
Someone else said, my husband and I went to a wedding last year where the bride and groom were gym junkies and they vowed to be swole mates instead of soulmates.
What is swole? Is that what fit people say? What does it mean?
Well, it's when you do weights and you swell up. It's swole
mates.
mates.
They'll regret that.
Mates.
They'll regret that when they're on the couch eating Doritos, watching Netflix in 4 years, which is what happens.
Thank you.
And another woman said, I work at a wedding venue and there were so many bad vows. A man once ended by saying, and you know we got married today on a Friday because Saturday's for the boys.
Oh, the lads!
Oh, my God.
Ever. The worst bloke ever. Put him in the running for this year's award.
All
Okay.
right. Danielle in Panania, what non-traditional event happened at the wedding?
The vows were said, and they were all footy puns, actually, AFL ones, like in goals are behind, in shanks and sprays, blah, 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 will be together. But the other interesting thing is there was a girl who is really into football and coaches state league and stuff. Yeah. She, instead of having a bouquet, had a football.
Awesome.
So instead of throwing the bouquet, she threw the football.
And did you have to header it, Danielle, or did you had to catch it?
You had to catch it. I hope that there was a big scrum, but there wasn't.
That's
big stack
amazing.
on, but it was
just
pretty
amazing.
awesome.
It's sort of like a coach's address in a way, isn't it? A motivational coach's address. If you love your footy so much, it's like you're talking to the team, isn't it? Getting them ready for the last half.
Well, hopefully you're only key player. That's the thing, the one you love. Thanks, Danielle.
I've got no idea what you're talking about. Football. I would have been at that wedding and talking about football things and just going, okay, whatever.
I'm sure
Where's the cake? Yeah.
Another clanger. Gavin in Lane Cove, what happened with your wedding vows, Gav?
Well, it was my wife, actually, that messed up.
What happened?
We decided to do our own vows. And also we were cruising on a cruise ship at the time, so we had days a week before to prepare, and I kept asking her, have you practiced your vows? Have you practiced your vows? And she said, yeah, no, all good. So it comes the big day, I did my thing just fine, and then when it's her turn, she choked, and she said she promised to be nice.
That's about it.
That's great.
Gav, is it true?
Not to mention she was late to her own wedding, and her sister, the maid of honor, forgot the ring as well, and had to run back to the cabin to grab it.
It sounds like someone is due for yet another late onset ADHD diagnosis. Add it to the list.
Thank you, Gav. You've just celebrated 5 years too, have you, buddy?
Yeah, a couple of weeks ago.
Amazing stories.
Is she in the car with you? What's her name, Gav?
She is. Her name's Jan. She's sitting right here.
Good on you, Jan.
He forgot to mention that in his vows, he actually told me he was going to feed me carbs for the rest of my life, and that's why I lost my chain of thought.
Feed you carbs. Right.
Carbs.
Okay.
Well,
what a commitment.
You could be, if you end up being gym junkies, you could be swole mates forever.
Gav, thanks for your call.
Thanks, guys.
Oh, good on you, Gav.
I feel like that would have been a great wedding to be at with those two.
Let's be honest. When you go to a wedding, you are hoping and praying as a guest that something goes wrong, aren't you?
Oh,
for
in a perfect
entertainment.
world. Every time.
Fits in Whipper with Kate Ritchie is a Nova podcast. For more great shows like this, download the Nova Player via the App Store or Google Play.
The Nova Player.